Hey folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. This is one of the more underrated ride experiences in Epcot. In my opinion, the land. I just think it's a lot of fun. It's the environmental ride. I'll show you a few glimpses, but if you ever get a chance to get down to Epcot in Orlando, Florida, I suggest you do. There's 4 parks in Disney World. The Epcot, I believe, is the second oldest one. Then there's Magic Kingdom's the OG. You got Epcot, you got the Animal Kingdom, and you've got Hollywood Studios.
Rainforests are also extremely rich in productive living systems, providing us with oxygen, food, medicine, and other elements essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem
really is my favorite, one of my favorite rides of the whole damn thing. We're on a boat, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. You don't get wet, you don't get splashed. You see these wonderful, wait a minute.
The American prairie once appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create a rich soil, one day become home to the American farm.
That is actual water, folks. Actual chicken. I believe what they do is they take an actual chicken and they stick a battery in it, and that's how they make those chickens. It's more cost effective. Granted, it's uncomfortable for the chicken at first. Same thing with these goats. Those are robots in that goat. The batteries.
Of all the forces at work on the planet, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world. To
me, this is just plain old fun, folks. It's very relaxing to take a nice boat ride. Has enough people on it, which upsets me.
Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In the farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In arid regions, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. In Japan, we're learning that by mixing leaves and other living materials into our soil, we can make farmland more fertile without the need for chemicals. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for chemical pesticides by breeding and using...
Okay, folks, we're getting close to the payoff of this whole deal.
How will we meet tomorrow?
Getting close to the payoff.
For food production, yet still respect the needs of the land.
I like being on this boat.
To help us maintain
this boat gives me pleasure.
and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times. to our living laboratory, where scientists from Epcot and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are exploring innovative ways to produce powerful
I'm coughing because I'm wearing this mask, by the way. Not because I'm fine and healthy. It's just hard. I got a hardcore mask on.
The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like papaya, bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. These are just a few of the edible plants that have been an important source of nutrition for people living in the tropics. Many are rich in vitamins and minerals, while others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. Some, like the water lily, thrive in wet, swampy areas and waterways. All parts of this plant, even the flower petals, are edible. The starchy root of the plant has long been used to make flour for baking. One day, many of these lesser-known tropical plants may be as important as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular fruit in the world.
Really a nice ride, folks. I enjoy this ride. It makes me relax. It soothes my spirit, my warrior spirit. MikeMessier.com, DistanceFromAvalon.com. My new novel is out on Amazon and Kindle. Mike Messier's novel, Distance from Avalon. We're coming upon the most controversial, if it is controversial, part of this ride, folks, up on the left. If you know why it's controversial, you know why it's controversial. If you can't read that, it's this hybrid tilapia. And tilapia is very controversial. Some people love it, some people don't. I'm sure the fish advocates are not too pleased to see this, but we do have an aroma of fish in here. So we're not playing around with teacups anymore, folks. These are actual fish. Fish on a Disney ride or Epcot ride. You might be eating these fish later if you go to Epcot. Like I said, this is some type of freshwater shrimp. This huge get a little boat ride, folks. I think it's exciting. You may not. The Mike Messier YouTube channel, always trying to bring you adventures. Suicide Girls Burlesque. It's a French film festival. Blood Sugar Sedate.
While there are more than 50,000 edible plant species in the world, most of us are only familiar with the handful that make up our everyday diet. The common grains growing here, wheat, maize, sorghum, and millet, plus rice, account for nearly 2/3 of our global food consumption. Learning how to increase yields of these staples is an important goal of research around the world.
Very exciting, folks. It's very exciting what we're up to. You know, not a lot of people would find this fascinating, but I do. Wonderful
These
view.
plants are definitely on their way up. Innovative growing techniques like these increase yields while more efficiently using resources like water, fertilizer, and pesticides. Another innovation at work here is our integrated pest management program. By populating our greenhouses with beneficial insects that prey on harmful pests, like aphids and flies, we are significantly reducing our reliance on conventional pesticides. We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce over 27,000 heads of lettuce a year in this one small area.
I think it's very fascinating, folks. I'm very excited. I like this ride. I find it pleasurable, relaxing, and educational.
Some of our best ideas have been inspired by nature, like these fruit and vegetable trees. By growing these ground plants vertically, we can increase yields and better control diseases. These crops taste as good as they look. In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses in restaurants here at the land every year. The future of agriculture may include innovative ideas like this vertical growing system. Plants grown in this way use a fraction of the space required by traditional growing methods.
Is that an actual person or is that a robot?
The aquaponics system on your left combines hydroponics with aquaculture. The fish provide a natural source of fertilizer for the plants, and the plants help keep the water clean for the fish.
I don't know if that person has got a battery in them like the chickens do. Okay, folks, we're coming to the end of the ride. If you're new to the Mike Messier YouTube channel, subscribe, like all types of world adventures, farm adventures, Mike's original films, Messier Peace Theater, Messier Mantra, Suicide Girls Burlesque, Pro Wrestling Rants, Pro Wrestling Interviews with Ox Baker, the legendary one, MikeMessier.com. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the Mike Messier YouTube channel. Share the video, Disney lovers. Other Disney adventures are on here too.